Okay, we're ready.
Ready? Okay. Good morning. Bill's making a historic greeting for his whole family. We have a lot of missing people from my family because they all have their own families that used to join here. However, we're trying to do the best we can with our families being in distant places. Ken, we thank you for your years of love and the boys, and have done well, and we're so proud of them. Gary, can't say how much we love you, and Little Zing and Ann, and how your influence on him is helping him to grow mind-wise and body-wise and love-wise. He's loved so much. And who do we have? That's the boys. Todd and Hall, we don't get to see them very much, but people who live here in the East get to see Todd and Gary occasionally. However, March goes on, and the heritage of families with Gary's family and Kelly's family and Bill, and all they do to keep this family a loving group for each other, concerned for each other. Just make life as a great-grandfather so emotional. Seeing them all do well and continue to pass the concern and their love for each other.
Hey Spence, when you think back about your Christmases that you had, you had Christmases in Bethlehem, up in Michigan, Latrobe. Are there any special Christmases? Is there any one particular Christmas that stands out more than others?
See, you know my family at the time. I looked at my family long before the period you're talking about. I can remember Thornton and Bob and Herbie and my sister Grace and all of us going down for our Christmas present and sharing with each other a single gift, maybe a gift. I can remember. I got boxing gloves for Christmas. I got a bike to share with Bob. Christmases were not as affluent as they are today, and the talents of the young people who have loved us.
Bye, Spence.
Hi.
I see you at home.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So, Christmas today is different than it was when I was a young boy. But we continue to keep in touch with each other, and we feel that that's...
How about after you started a family? Were there any traditions that you all had in the Carlough family? Carlough, Spence, and Emily. Were there any traditions that you all had at Christmas that you continued each year?
I don't know if there were any traditions, Bill, that were carried on. I can't think of any one thing that...
One thing that I think you all did that was kind of different than my family, we usually put our Christmas tree up like right after Thanksgiving.
Oh.
Kelly says you always put your Christmas tree up on Christmas Eve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if Dad got home.
Well, if you got home,
My father.
now what I'm doing, I'm talking about you and Emily and
Oh.
Kenny and Gary and Kelly, things that you did. I'm talking about them.
Oh,
Christmas,
okay.
Christmases they would remember.
Yeah, I really don't know, Bill. It's our Christmases were always filled with a lot of love, and my father provided, but it was not a budgeted item amount given to each child. A lot of things were things that were given to somebody else 2 years ago.
Hand-me-downs.
And,
Now your father, did your father sometimes not get home for Christmas?
oh no.
He always came home for Christmas?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now when you were a boy, did you all have a Christmas tree?
Yes.
When did you put it up? Did you put it up Christmas Eve?
I don't think there was an exact time repeatable. Probably somebody else does, but I was a gopher. The family was run by Herbie and Grace and Thornton. The come-alongs, Warren and myself. Whatever they needed, we had to go get. But
Now,
anyway,
you remember getting boxing gloves for Christmas, one Christmas. You
Yeah,
got boxing
that was-
gloves. Were you into boxing?
no, what happened? We used to have church Sunday school classes, and I can remember we had a Sunday school teacher, a very attractive Sunday school teacher, Betty Long. She was in the World's Fair. Anyway, we were going to put on a skit for the parents, and we were down to the downstairs. It was a gymnasium like. And somehow a pair of boxing gloves showed up. And when I say a pair, four gloves. And we were supposed to put on a little skit about boxing. And I, like a dummy, I didn't take it very serious. I started boxing with a young boy about my own age and knocked his tooth out. So that was the end of the traditional athletic event. There was no more boxing.
So since you did that, they got you some boxing gloves for Christmas. They thought you might want to get into boxing, huh?
I don't know. Christmas is an event we'd all look forward to, and it's not exchanging gifts, it's exchanging relationships. Who we are now in our 80s and talking to my brothers and kind of keeping each other under a shadow.
Now, are there any other Christmas presents that you remember that you got as a kid, besides a boxing glove? And you say you and Bob got a bike that you shared.
Yeah, we had a shiny blue silver bike, and we both wanted a bike. Well, there wasn't that much money in the coffers, so on Christmas morning there was a bike there. I guess with a little sign on it to Robert and Howard. Merry Christmas, enjoy your bike, or something like that.
How old were you?
12.
12 years old? So you got your first bike at age 12?
Maybe younger than that, maybe. Because I can remember driving. I mean, we didn't go, we took it on the sidewalk around the block. We didn't go on biking like Will does today. That was something that's been developed lately. But
Did it usually snow on Christmas where you lived?
oh, no, I don't recall that. We had some good snowstorms, but the traditional snowstorms never that hampering that I recall.
Yeah. Now, how about that time you got injured in the war? You're getting a disability check for your injury in the war. Tell us about that. Where'd that happen?
Actually, it started at the Merchant Marine Academy. When we were there, we were having a time dedicated for athletics, and we had divided the Corps into two teams, and a fellow by the name of Jack Kane clipped my right knee, and which at that time was irreparable, so you just lived with a bad knee. And, the Carloughs have all had bad knees. There's one joint in the family that's we all have, down to Ben. Even Ben's carrying his athletic injuries. But what happened, I had it, and then when I was in South Pacific at Ulithi, it was a assemblage place for the Navy getting ready to invade Japan. But anyway, we had a day of recreation, and Big Jack hit me in the back of the legs again, and that just ruined my future in athletics and a bad knee.
Well, you didn't do too bad as a golfer, though. You were a pretty good golfer. You liked to play golf, didn't you?
Yeah.
Didn't you win a golf tournament at Latrobe once?
Oh, I played fine. They wore down, and I beat somebody. As I recall, when we lived in Latrobe, we had pretty much a foursome that would play together, and there were events.
Didn't you win the Deke Palmer tournament once?
Yeah, that wasn't that great. It was relatively a score. But,
you remember what you shot on that tournament?
Yeah, 79.
Wow.
Something like that.
What is the lowest that you ever got your handicap, Spence?
11.
11? That's pretty good. Yeah. You were probably playing 2 or 3 times a week, weren't you?
Oh. Yeah, maybe not quite that much, because we still had the children, and we had activities with the family.
What is the nicest golf course that you think you've ever played? What golf course did you play that you enjoyed the most?
Oh, I guess it's national courses, Laurel Valley.
Laurel Valley?
Laurel Valley in Ligonier. It's Arnold Palmer course.
Yeah.
A beautiful course.
All right. Well, this is a little video I'm going to send to your children and your grandchildren. So I'm going to send it to them today. So this is going to be a Christmas wish to them. So I'm just going to let you in this video, this movie, by just saying Merry Christmas to them, and you can just say whatever you want to say to them.
Well, Bill, thank you for giving me the chance to talk to my kids. They're all in my heart. I want to see them carry on the family.
Well, you think about them a lot, don't you?
Yes, I do. I miss them.
Yeah, I know. Like to be with them today. So they'll be glad to get this video from you. And
well, the young ones are coming. Here's Emily ready to give us a great gift.
well, this is the first year that Kelly and I have not had all of our, Emily
Right.
and Todd, Emily and Will here. Will's not with us. And Kelly was just telling me that all my siblings, Chris, Benny, Trent, and Pat, they're not all with all their kids either. Nobody's got their entire family together this Christmas. Everybody's all spread out.
Yeah.
So,
It's difficult. The families that have expanded, their living has expanded across the country, and it's almost just trying to keep them in contact and encouraging their remembrance of the family.
well, just say Merry
Thank you.
Christmas and Happy New Year.
Well, with that greeting, I love them all, and Amy and her family, and Gary, and Ken. You all mean so much to me. Thank you, Kelly, for having us here. Thank you, Bill.
Okie dokie.